don't forget to subscribe for more reviews. Please also like. Thank you!
Hello there everyone, Tom here again, and today we have the privilege of taking a look at the TNT 01. This is the model. I don't know exactly if this thing has a name. I saw this on Show Z, decided to buy it. It was relatively cheap, so I decided to grab it. I believe this is a KO of the Iron Factory figure. I could be very wrong, but I believe so. So we get the figure in the clamshell. We get the directions here. Let's see. He's big, he's blocky. And here's the transformation directions. Looks fairly simple. Space jet mode, optional head mode. Okay, so let's get him out of the plastic prison and we'll take a look at him. Alright, so free of his plastic prison, we get the figure here, as you can see. He's coming in to the head. Forgive me, I don't have my ruler with me. He's coming in at about 5.5 inches tall to the head, shoulder to shoulder. We're looking at about 3 1/4 approximately. Depth-wise, biggest thing's going to be his feet, and for that we're looking at about 2 inches. Again, I apologize. I wouldn't normally use that, but it was handy. So he comes with this thing right here, which is nice enough. It's got wings in it, place to hook it to his back. Looks like it's got guns to it, some clear translucent. Yeah, looks like a nice little piece here. That moves for whatever reason. I guess so it'll sit on his back properly. Just plugs right in and you get that look. Or I guess you could always make it go forward bigger and give him that look if you wish, or conversely you could just take it all the way down, I suppose. Alright, let's see here. For purposes of just making this work, I'm going to take this off just for now. Let's zoom in on the figure here. Oh, maybe not quite that much. Alright. So, looking at the figure, nice enough face sculpt. Nothing really to write home about, but I've seen a lot worse, and I'm sure you have too. You got some pretty blue for the eyes, some silver paint, blue and silver here. The head is on a ball peg. It'll go all the way up, and you can see the ball joint, which means the head must be cut out from the back, and it is. There's the screw to replace the head if you so desire with this one. That is the toy figure head, and it's got some nice blue paint with some black. I don't think I'll be doing that. You have to take the screw out to make it work, so I'm not going to do that. Coming down the figure, we get this red stripe, some translucent, some kind of gunmetal gray right here, which is very nice. We get a waist swivel, goes all the way around. We also get significant ab crunch, so on that ball peg there. So I'm sorry, that was a mushroom peg. As far as the arms go, they're proportioned fairly well. They come, you know, about to the knee, pretty close. Not a whole lot of paint on them. You do get paint on this section here, which is nice. The arm can go out that far, so that's great. That's a great range of motion. That's pretty much all you want, all the way around. Bicep rotation is on this mushroom peg right here. This is a double jointed elbow. You can see the mechanism here, so that works very well. The hands are swap out hands. I'm not really sure. Oh, so they literally just pull out. And you can take one of the additional hands, I'll have a picture of all of them, and just literally slap it right in there. Just that simple. And you get rotation, obviously back and forth, right? And a little bit up, a little bit down. The other side is the same thing. We'll get into his weapon here in a minute. In fact, I'm just going to pull his whole arm off, hand off, and put in a closed fist hand, just because. Okay, moving on down, we get hip skirts here with some nice red paint on them. As you saw, they'll get up and out of the way. We have no side skirts and no back skirts. So he'll be able to kick that far. Let me back out. He'll be able to kick that far forward, and that's as far back as you'll get, which will be fine for a walking stance. Excuse me, but he's not going to be doing the splits. And apparently these are on ball pegs because that one just popped off. Thigh rotation is built around this joint here, so that works very well. Single jointed, yeah, I believe it's single jointed knee gets you that far, which is plenty. There's no paint on the thighs. It does look like there's a little bit of paint on the inside here. I'm sorry, that's landing gear, so yes, no paint. Red molded plastic, we do get a little bit of paint here, some paint down here, and the feet are black plastic. Yeah, the feet, you get a rocker that far, not the best. They can go up, they can go down, not a lot. That's this guy's articulation. Yeah, I kind of like this. I'm not hating on this at all. So, tell you what, why don't we do scale comparison, and then we will. I will say this much: the legs pull out, and his right leg here doesn't seem to lock in place, and so for me, he's always kind of leaning a little bit, and it's unfortunate. It shouldn't be that way. Perhaps stand by. That locks into place. How about this one? This one should lock into place too. Alright, so that gave him a little extra height, and actually might have just fixed the stability issues. So I'm gonna cut that from a criticism. Give me a minute. Take a quick look at the gun. It's got a little silver paint or gunmetal paint right here. Nice length. Yeah, it's hollow as all get out, but yeah. So let's do scale comparison, and then we will transform him. So transforming old Jetfire or Skyfire here, or whatever his name is, really isn't all that complex. It's just a matter of getting everything together. And actually it's fairly simplistic. First thing you do is you take the gun out. Now the gun actually has landing gear in it, which took me a little bit to figure out how to work, but it does. So just be mindful of that. Alrighty, let's see if I can remember how to do this. First thing we're going to do is take the backpack off. I'm relatively certain you can do this with the backpack on, but for purposes of transformation, we're just going to try and keep it simple. Put the head all the way back. We need to lift up the cockpit here. Cockpit has 3 sections in it, which aren't the easiest to get out, but they are here. Come on now, don't be that way. I know it swings up. It's not like I haven't done it before. Lift that up. That'll give you access to that. That's why. That was why I was having so much issue. I forgot to lift the little flap up. Okay, lift that up. You can push that back in there like that. It's got a third little section right here, and this is always going to be hollow. Just be mindful of that. Come here to the arms. Remove these sections. They're just pegged in, right? Flip them around. Stick them back on there. Come down here to your arm, and we just need to collapse the fist in there, just like that. We'll do that again on this side right here. Simply turn this around like this. Reach down here, whichever section it is that opens up. It should be this one. There we go. Put your hand in here. I have noticed that different hands don't work as well. For the purposes of transformation, the hold hand seems to work quite well here. So just be mindful of that. Alright, as far as the legs go, tilt your foot up, collapse it, bring it in, collapse, bring it in, close your heel down if you haven't already, open up your knee connects right there, right into that little peg right there. With it out, you can push it in, just like this. They will tab together right here, as you would expect. Solidify your back end here. Your arms detach right here, and they'll slide down so that this peg can plug into this section. So just unhook it like this, bring your joint up and down until you can maneuver it to get it right there. It's quite intuitive. Once you've done it once or twice, you won't really have to even think about it. And basically that's the bot done. We bring in our landing gear. You can see the port right there that'll go in right here. Goes in right there and helps fill in this hollow spot. Again, bring out your landing gear, landing gear, landing gear, just like that. Okay, and effectively, this is him pretty much done. Bring out your your wings here, unfold them. They're on double hinges, and then we just plug them back in here to this section. And we adjust them however we feel like. And the wings are adjustable. So yeah, that's pretty much it. The only other thing in this mode that you might want to pay attention to, these things do open, and you can pull out the guns and they can, do that thing if that's what you want. Yeah, he's not hard to transform, works fairly well, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me pull out my makeshift ruler here. So he's coming in at approximately 8 inches. Wingspan will vary. So from here to here, we're looking at about 3.5. Yeah, works pretty good. All right, so we'll do some scale comparisons and go into final thoughts. Final thoughts wise, this is a fairly decent figure, especially for the price. The transformation, the playability is pretty good. It's got decent joints. Nothing feels like it's going to fall off or anything. The transformation is enjoyable, intuitive, and I only checked the directions on it to make sure the fact that I hadn't missed any steps. I was really apprehensive about extra hands, and I've kind of always been that way, but they work for him, and it's kind of nice. The materials feel decent. They're not. I don't feel like anything's going to break. Nothing really had any stress on it. The most complex stress was on the shoulder joints. Eventually, those little nubbins are going to rub off, but if you're transforming this thing 40 times a day, then you expect breakage, right? The cost on this was $30. I bought it from TF Direct. The only thing about it is it doesn't really have a name. It's TNT-01. I have no idea what the name is. But, yeah, obviously this is not going to be as good as the New Age or the Magic Square ones. But for a discount one, absolutely. This is 100% great. If this was my first Transformer, I'd definitely be buying some more. Because this thing just works. Nemesis, what are you doing in the shot?
Can I have his gun? I really want it. It's a lot bigger than the one that I have.
Pew pew. No.
Rah!
Anyway, if you're interested in this, buy it. I think it's great. For the money, you can't go wrong. This is Tom. Thanks for watching. I'll see you at my next review.
Thank you for watching my Papa's channel. Please subscribe and like. Thank you.
Vitamin John. Operators are standing by.